Shane Fitzsimmons is my name, and I've had a long background in volunteering, volunteer organisations, and how wonderful volunteers are in community. Well, I think volunteering is important on a number of levels. At an individual level, because people look to be connected, people look to contribute to their local community. I think the tough times, as we've seen very overtly in my view, over the last few years, when the chips are down, we see a remarkable willingness across our communities, across our volunteers, to lift together, to pull together like they've never done before. So in many ways, the face of adversity really brings out the best in our people, brings out the best in volunteerism, to want to work together, help one another, help make a difference in their patch.
I really believe that local volunteers are the heartbeat of our area, of our community, and the work that they do is what makes our town special. So Community Connect is an organisation that I'm really proud to be a part of, and Community Connect is about supporting other community groups in the area. Volunteering to me is about people. Volunteering to me is about connecting with people and enriching your life by the connections that you make.
Hi, I'm Cooper Treweek and I'm on the Ulladulla High School SRC representing the school captain, and I used to volunteer for Relay for Life. The thing I find most enjoyable as working as a volunteer is working something you're passionate with. When you work something that you're passionate about and that's close to your heart, there's a lot more meaning behind it, and it's something that you can do for fun and enjoyment, and it's great to see the results of your volunteering actions.
Oh, I love volunteering. I've worked in commercial world, but volunteering is just another. It's just such an awesome thing to do. I think particularly because you're not paid, it gives you a sense of just doing it because you want to do it. Recently, part of our team went up to the Northern Rivers, and to be able to go in there and help, we're never put in danger, Red Cross are never put in danger, but we were able to go up there and help people a little. And at the end of 5 days or a week there, you always feel like, I'd like to stay longer, but you know that after a week, you need to come away yourself to take care of yourself and your team.
My name's Holly Forbes and I volunteer at the SRC at Ulladulla High School. I'm a student president in the Student Representative Council, and I'm also involved in the Milton Follies. Well, with the school, it's a lot of sort of celebrating everyone's sort of differences. We celebrate lots of different days, like Wear It Purple Day and Are You OK Day. And then with Milton Follies, we just put on shows and entertain the community. I think it's really important to participate in these sort of groups that you are involved with the community, and with the Milton Follies it's really great to entertain people and put on shows and give people resilience.
Well, the enjoyable part is even volunteering. What we do is we're providing a service not only to the community, but we're also providing a service to help those men living in the community and for a social activity. We have all our equipment and machinery there. We also have a garden where we propagate vegetables.
The thing that I've really enjoyed about the volunteering, I moved to the Shoalhaven 5 years ago, and in the first couple of years I was recently retired and I was a bit tired and I sat around at home. I kind of half thought I was going to go out and get some volunteering. Once I started to connect with people and really hook into the volunteering, it's how I started to feel really part of the community. I know so many more people than I did before. I know what's going on in the community. You know, you're talking to one group of people about Storyfest, those people are connected to a whole range of other things. So you really start to feel like you belong and fit in. And I think that's probably the people and the connection is the biggest thing for me.
My name's Julian Sharrod and I work with the Gondwana Coast Fossil Walk. That was our original name. We've actually added to that, we now run a little fossil museum here in Ulladulla. I really enjoy it when we get kids that come along and you see their eyes open when they discover all these fossils underneath their feet. And when you tell them they're older than dinosaurs, no, they can't be, because dinosaurs are... And we get kids who tell us all about dinosaurs. They know all about dinosaurs. They can rattle off their names.
Hi, my name is Manu Maya. I'm with the Ulladulla High School Student Representative Council, and I'm also fundraising for the Warming Hearts Nepal. I believe that volunteering for a community in tough times will help reinforce that sense of community. It'll bring everyone together, and everyone being shown like who's there for them, who they can go to, will make them feel more confident, and then they will be encouraged to volunteer as well.
I keep working for the community because I love this community. I think we're all so lucky to be part of it. One of the things that always reminds me of how wonderful it is living here is when I walk along the beach in the morning and people look at you and smile. You say good morning and they say good morning back.
My name's Carla Jones. I'm the SRC President of the Student Rep Council at Ulladulla High School, and I'm also involved with Mullinwook Surf Life Saving Club. I get the most out of helping the younger children around me. I really enjoy helping kids, and just with the surf club, going down, being involved is really awesome. That it's so rewarding when you see the little smiles on their faces. And they're just having a great time. So I really, really love just helping them out, especially in the surf. I mean, it's a big part of our community, the ocean, so just helping them be safe around the water is really great.
Primarily I work with the Probus Club of Ulladulla and districts. I have done other volunteer work at Sarah Clayton, but at the moment Probus is my main concern. I'm the activities officer, so I'm responsible for organising events, lunches, outings, trips away.
My name is Karina Meyer. I am president of the SRC at UHS, and I like to volunteer in our local community through the school. I've also done this program called Laps for Life, which involves swimming for mental health of young Australians. Well, at the high school, we did a lot for Conjola, especially after the bushfires that we all had to endure. We regrow plants and bushes and trees, and have done quite a few trips back up to Conjola and giving those back into the community. Also with swimming, I was quite an avid swimmer for quite a few years, and there's a lot of issues around mental health for teenagers and young Australians, and so Laps for Life kind of revolves around raising money and swimming quite a few kilometres in order to provide more services and help for those students.
My name is Monica Mudge, and I am the founder and the president of Treading Lightly Incorporated, which is a grassroots organisation focusing on caring for Earth and connecting community. When we have a common goal, a sense of belonging and a sense of identity in these organisations that we volunteer with, it enables us to feel supported and to feel that we're making a difference, to practice active hope. So we can hope for a better future. We can hope that government agencies will change things. We can hope that, people from the outside will do that. But I think what has happened in our community is that through the connection of all the organisations, and as we saw throughout the fires, we all worked together on the ground when government agencies weren't able to get in here. That became a real strength for us and enabled us to get through those tough times, and continues to, because that's what active hope is. It's actually being able to get out and do the work at a grassroots level.
With everything that's happened over the last few years, I think just keeping social connections up has been really important, and you definitely get that from working for the community. It just kind of keeps you involved, and just helps your mental health a lot to be out with other people and helping those that you can.
In the tough times, I think we've found that we stick to one another a lot more. We've rung up just to be in touch when we haven't been able to leave the house. We've had meetings in coffee shops. We feel like we're supporting the town by getting out and having some meetings and lunches, morning teas, whatever. And on the whole, just hanging in together, really. And also still raising the money within ourselves to keep these 4 Learning for Life students going.
Hello, my name's Kay Moriarty and I'm with the Narrawali Proggy Ruggers. It's been very tough the last few years, especially the bushfires in this area, COVID of course, and even floods in certain areas. I was involved in a creative craft exhibition where we got all the artists in the area, crafts and artists, and they donated all their things, and we raised over $40,000 for people who had lost things or lost everything in the fires.
During tough times, it's the collective that gets you through. And already I've heard stories today about the importance of sharing your story, about being vulnerable, making sure you talk, leaning on people that you care for. They're the most important things. And I still think in times of need, we need people that go out of their way to care and look after each other. It's something that, I think this community is built on, and it's the way forward, and it's a collective hope together.
I'm currently volunteering with a group called South Coast Book Clubs. I think what gives me the strength to volunteer after such difficult times is just that feeling of reconnecting with people in the community. I think the last couple of years have been really sort of divisive, I suppose, and we have felt really separated from each other. We've gone through some really difficult times with the fires, and I suppose before we got to sort of go through that healing process, we were sort of all separated by COVID, and so we didn't really have an opportunity to lean on each other a lot because, we couldn't even see each other. We were at home. So I feel like now that things are starting to open up again, that this is just a really great time for everyone to get together and just have that chance to, to be part of the community, to meet, to, lean on each other, to listen to each other.
I think during the tough times, the thing that keeps you going is to remember the purpose of why you're volunteering and what you're volunteering for. And so in Scouts, it's about the youth, keeping them involved, introducing them to new ideas, introducing them to each other, and having interaction with adults outside of their own home environment, so that they get to meet and greet other families and other members.
I'm the Vice President of Treading Lightly, and I'm also the Vice President of Ulladulla Public School P&C, and I also volunteer for the Ulladulla United Cricket Club. Finding the strength to keep going, that's a really hard question. I think I often look around and think, if not me, then who? And if not now, then when? So often, we can't get enough volunteers, so I'm standing up because if I'm not volunteering, then things won't happen for the community, it won't happen for my children.
It really has been a difficult 2 or 3 years, and the strength of the volunteer has really been tested. And I think we've all seen that, and I think we're all still carrying the scars of that. We're not healed, and maybe we never will be. But sometimes what doesn't stop you makes you stronger. And I think we've all learned, and we're going forward with that.
Over the past years, it's been very tough for our community. There's been lots of issues, bushfires, floods. But one thing that really helps this community is by staying strong and working as a unit. And by doing so, our passions and the drive to keep this community going is essentially what keeps us moving forward in the world. And we solve and tackle these issues, and by coming together, it really helps support everyone around.